Listen up, hockey fans. You're in the right place. A no-hold-barred debate between two hockey fans. Stay up to date on current issues in the NHL, even the controversial ones. Welcome to The Debate Hockey Podcast with your host, Brad Burud.
It is time for The Debate Hockey Podcast, June 21st, actually 23rd. What the hell am I? I'm missing.
Yeah, we had to push back a couple days.
Jeepers.
We were supposed to record the
148.
148, eh?
Yeah, and we're
season 4.
Yeah, we're just
what, we do 30 episodes a season.
Between 30 and 40, depending on
30, 60, 90, 120. Yeah,
this year's all screwy because of
COVID.
So
right,
we're about 35 episodes a season.
Yeah,
getting ready for season 5, which will be starting in September, which is exciting.
Mm-hmm.
It's hot as hell outside.
Yeah, it's been raining here lots lately.
We would like that. We have no rain.
Pissing rain here. It's been so dry for the farmers out here, and it's just like it's nice to get some rain. It's been really dry here.
Driest on record since the 50s, I believe.
Yeah, it's like we've just gotten straight constant heat. And then we had a stretch about a week straight where it just rained all week, which was good. Nice to get some moisture. And then we had another hot streak, and now it just started to rain again. So,
well, hopefully you send some of that rain a little bit south of the border, and we can get a little bit of rain. I wouldn't mind the golf course skiing a little bit softer. I'm going to go and hit. I haven't played golf in a week, which sucks. Been really busy with some family stuff, and but I got some time here this week. Late in the week, I'm gonna get out and play. I got a baseball question for you again.
Oh my god,
we did this last episode.
Oh my god, careful what you say. Careful what you say.
What? Just because I saved Major League Baseball last episode, and this episode I'm not going to save them. I just have a question for you.
All right, fire away.
So now there's a 10-day suspension with pay, which I wish I could get suspended with pay. If you're caught using any sort of foreign substance for the pitcher,
right?
Is this really a problem?
Yeah,
but wait a second here.
No, it's actually a big problem.
Okay, so I'm starting to think back to when I followed baseball. Do you remember a guy named Phil Niekro? Why am I fucking asking you this question? Like, you're not going to know this answer. You're not going to know. You know who Ricky Henderson is?
Yeah, he played for the Jays.
Okay, but he was...
Yeah, he played for the A's, Jays. Yeah, I know who Ricky Henderson is. Stolen base leader.
Okay, back in that era, there was a pitcher for the Minnesota Twins and the Houston Astros, and I believe maybe the Texas Rangers. His name was Phil Niekro. Well, he got caught using an emery board, and I believe he got suspended for quite some time. And I know there was other pitchers that got caught using like Vaseline or whatever, kind of substance or whatever, and they were suspended back in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
So wasn't there a fucking rule on this already? Like
there is. Okay.
Like, what do we have to make a rule on?
How long do we have? How long do I have to explain this?
You got 4 minutes.
Because the problem is it's not the rosin, and like they cracked on all substances because of one substance they're using. Is called spider tack, and it is the stickiest stuff ever that was created for strongmen. Hold on. It was created in North Dakota in a lab for strongmen to hold the atlases, and put it on their arms so they can hold it up. Pitchers,
Hold up what? I'm sorry.
An atlas, those big balls of strongman competitions.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't have labs in North Dakota either.
That's what
barn.
No, that's what they used it for. They
Okay.
in the last 2 years, pitchers have been using this spider tack to put on the ball and create more spin, so the ball goes different movement. That's what they're using it for.
I get what they're doing.
It's cheating. It's cheating.
I agree.
But
There's already a rule in the rule books for that.
Yeah, yes, and they didn't enforce it, and now MLB wants to go, oh, we're just going to enforce this mid-season. People are pissed. Now they do all these checks. I don't agree with them cracking down on every foreign substance because people use rosin sunscreen for gripping the ball, and rosin and
rosin isn't for gripping the ball. Rosin is dry.
What do you mean rosin? It's a dry grip. What are you talking about?
Rosin is to dry the sweat on your hands.
Yes, and they combine rosin with the sweat to provide grip. That's what the MLB is saying. Okay, but they're not allowed to mix substances now for grip, which
never have been allowed to.
Yet. No, okay, it's been a rule, but they just haven't enforced it. Now they're enforcing it mid-season.
Oh, so this is not the pitcher's fault then. This is the fucking league's fault.
Oh, yes, it's 100% the league's fault.
Enforce the rule.
The league has been allowing pitchers to get away. The league has known about this for years.
So then let's roll this into hockey. So then why can I blatantly two-hand cross-check a guy in the back in the playoffs in the NHL and that's okay? But if I do that in game 4 of the regular season, I get a 2-minute cross-checking penalty.
I don't have an answer for you.
And you know what? I
will never
the officials, but I'm gonna, because you know whose problem this is?
It's Gary Bettman.
No, it's not Gary Bettman.
He's the one who points the officials, is it not?
It's the Board of Governors.
Oh no! I mean, it's got to start somewhere because the GMs decide what gets called or not.
They do.
That's the bottom line. Like Johnny Gaudreau breaks his hand getting slashed. The GM, we want to call more slashes on the hands, and that's why we get the one-handed slashes. I mean, the GMs make their own bed. I completely understand that.
I just look at it this way: you need to call the rule the same all year.
It's got to be like, dude, you cannot take a 350-page rule book, take it down to 200 pages in the first round, 150 pages in the second round, and we're going to use about 10 pages in the third round of it. It just makes no sense.
But I'm not blaming the refs on this one, actually. And
all the penalties, man. It's your job. I don't care, dude. It was embarrassing, dude. Game 3 and 4 of that Montreal Vegas series, it was embarrassing to watch. Both sides. Corey Perry getting two-handed in the face, bleeding on the ice. If you have to clean up blood off the ice, that's a penalty.
No, it's not.
He two-handed him in the face.
Can
you do that, Pat? Is that a rule?
So you want penalties on what happens then? Do you want a penalty?
So you're okay with Perry getting slashed there and bleeding from his face?
To me, I look the other way. That's hockey karma.
Hockey karma. So
yeah, he's got that coming.
It doesn't matter, Brad. It's a penalty. It's a penalty. It doesn't matter if Corey Perry's the dirtiest piece of shit in the league. It doesn't matter. It's still a 4-minute penalty, Brad. It doesn't matter.
But there's penalties that then they have to call everything, though, Blake.
But dude, that was so blatant right in front of the ref.
Okay, but
blatant.
We're gonna talk about this series in a minute. But Blake,
dude, it was embarrassing. like McNabb got drilled from behind by, I think it was Eric Stahl, right in front of the ref, clear as day boarding, no call. I'm just like to my dad, I'm like, is this guy just not gonna call anything? It's just and it got out of hand. Man, I don't want to see a parade to the penalty box, dude. But call the blatant stuff. Just call the blatant stuff. Seriously.
I'm just trying to refresh my memory. I'm pretty sure Montreal had 6 power plays that game.
6.
Yeah, and only scored 1. So that sounds like a fucking power play issue. But we had 6 power plays.
I really got to go look, bro. Seriously.
I'm pretty sure they had.
Regardless, it was a joke. it's embarrassing. Both series have been a joke for referees. Like, dude.
On today's show, we'll wrap up the semifinals and we'll discuss what's going on in the semifinal rounds. We're going to go through an NHL Players Association player poll, talk a little bit about that, go around the league, talk about Gallant, the CBA, Kaprisov, dollars amount, the Yotes and NHL awards. Get on over to manscaped.com, 20% off and free shipping with the promo code DEBATE. Good grooming from manscaped.com. You can get yourself a lawnmower 4.0. And it's time to talk playoff hockey. So do you want to start with that Vegas series?
Yeah, we could. That's a series that I've watched more of. I watched them all, but I paid more closely to that Vegas one. It's just more intense. I just feel like it's
because you're a Habs fan now.
No, I'm not a Habs fan. I'm on the bandwagon for the playoff run. That's all it is. Let's go.
How do you even admit that?
Let's go.
Not embarrassing.
Hey, let's go. It's Canada's team, baby.
Well, so let me ask you this: if Calgary was in this, would you be a Flames fan?
Yeah, I'd root for the Flames. Why not? Anybody but Toronto. I would root for any Canadian team in the playoffs but Toronto.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, if you're a Flames fan, you can't root for the Canucks or the stupid Oilers. And if you're a Canucks fan, you sure as hell shouldn't admit you'd be cheering for the Flames.
Hey, I want to see a cup come back to Canada. Let's go. That's all it comes down to.
Oh my God.
I told you.
When are you guys going to get over it up there?
Hey, it's been a long time, buddy. It's 28 years.
Yeah, and that sounds like a problem on your side of the border.
I don't know. It's just like I've always had my dad's a massive Habs fan, so I always watch Habs game with him. So I mean, it's cool.
I understand that.
It's cool to because I mean,
well, just like I have
it's not every time that your team goes to on a run like this, right?
No, I know.
My dad hasn't seen this in a long time, so it's like I'm kind of enjoying it with him. And we're just bond over that. So
I understand. I got a buddy that's a diehard Phoenix Suns fan.
Right. Yeah, they're going on. I don't give
two shits about basketball.
Right.
But I'm cheering for them.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the same thing with me. I'm cheering for the Habs because of my dad. I want Montreal to win a cup for my dad. That would be cool.
And you like to whack off to Carey Price.
The guy's on another planet right now, dude.
Oh, yeah.
It's unbelievable. Oh, so you want to talk
win this year because they aren't making the playoffs next year?
You want to talk about the power plays? You brought that up. Let's see.
Well, the power play for Vegas has been dog shit.
Oh, it's been dog shit. But I mean, Montreal had 8 penalty minutes. Vegas had 4, so that's 4 power. That's 4 power plays to 2, and then it was even the last 2 games. But they just gotta call more stuff, dude. I don't know.
Oh
hey, remember when I said that Cole Caulfield's gonna be a difference maker in the playoffs, and you called me an idiot?
I did not call you.
He's on a 7-game
point. I laughed because the coach didn't dress him.
He's on a 7-game.
You were an idiot.
Ooh, I think you might have to roll the dates back. You said I think you texted me and said, "Oh, Caulfield, what a difference maker," as a joke.
This series is not over.
No, it's not over. No, but I think Montreal's got to win Game 6 because I don't think you want to go back to Vegas Game 7. I think you gotta wrap it up tomorrow on home ice. But I mean, the problem last year it was Vegas cannot score on Thatcher Demko, and this year Vegas' forwards are snake bitten by Carey Price. I mean, Pacioretty scored yesterday. You had Nikolai Waugh. He has 2 goals. Stone has 0 points in 5 games. Marchessault has, I think, 1 assist in 5 games. Riley Smith has 0 points. Carlson has 1 point.
I think eventually, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe they won't. But this team has always been known to be real streaky. And I'm not talking just
5 games, though, Brad. That's But you got to give credit where credit's due. And Montreal's top 4 defense are playing really good in their own zone. Their breakouts are crisp. They're getting production all up and down their lineup. Like, if I would have said to you at the start of the playoffs that Joel Armia, Corey Perry, and Eric Stahl is going to be Montreal's best line, I would say you're crazy. Like that's their best line right now.
But I'm telling you this, they better win this year because this team is not making the playoffs next year.
Well, I mean, like, when's the last time? Like, this has major 2012 Kings vibes for me. Like I said this a couple pods ago.
Yeah.
Kings are the last team to get in. They beat all those top teams on their way to the Cup final. Like,
you got to remember though, the Kings had better upfront depth though.
Okay, but I mean, Jonathan Quick was good. Carey Price has been good. Their defense were both good. I mean, and the Kings are like Montreal. They were just a very opportunistic scoring team. Montreal's scoring timely goals. Yeah, they're getting some help by Marc-Andre Fleury fucking up behind the net, but you need those bounces to win games in the playoffs. It's just like
for sure. I don't think anybody's arguing that.
But man, I do. Peter DeBoer, man, if Vegas loses the series, he might lose his job because
his job. They just brought him in and got rid of one of the best coaches in the league.
Like, okay, Leonard starts game 5, and everyone's like, I don't know. I mean, Fleury historically hasn't been very good in the Bell Center. Like, I could see potentially like switching that up, but going back to him in Vegas the last game 5,
I thought that was a coach's decision.
It was a coach's decision, but
it was a good coach's decision.
You think so?
Yeah.
Leonard just stopped 27-28 on the road. Why don't you go back to him?
Because you got 2 good goalies. I mean, both of them have had positives and negatives this year. I mean, you can't forget Lehner was the guy that just got freaking shelled a couple weeks ago. I mean,
okay, but that's what I'm saying though. You put Lehner in that game. That is a must-win game. If Vegas goes down and loses game 4, they're down 3-1 in the series. That's its first start in 41 days.
Isn't that though the benefit of having 2 goalies that are good? Like, that's what we said going into the series was that is one thing that they have that's going to be a tool they can use. And I thought it was genius to go back to Fleury to get his confidence back and get going again. This team isn't playing just to win this series. This team is playing to win a Stanley Cup.
Oh, for sure. So
you have to have both goalies going. And I don't think that they don't. I think they feel comfortable with both guys in net, and I think it's a great luxury.
Game 6.
You go to Marc-Andre Fleury.
I'm with you. It would be on a short leash because, I mean, you lose, your season's over. But like, I think you got to live and die with Marc-Andre Fleury in net. Like, I think that's what you got to do. But DeBoer, he did it last year.
What are you questioning? You just said 2 seconds ago that you live and die on Marc-Andre Fleury.
You live and die, but like, I just don't know like how you throw Leonard in a must-win game and then you don't go back to him in game 5.
Because Fleury's your man.
I know. It was just weird. It was just very weird.
Well, it's not any different than if freaking Carey Price had a major screw up and they put a very capable Jake Allen in.
No, that would never happen. That would never happen. They would pull Carey Price and then he'd be starting the next game. That's what would happen. What do you mean?
Hey, but you don't understand. You can't pull the goalie if it's a goal in fucking overtime, dude. The game's over. It's over.
I know that, but so okay.
Isn't that the luxury of having 2 stud goalies?
I wouldn't call Leonard a stud, but
I don't know. He got paid like one.
What is it, 5 times 5?
Yeah, it's a lot.
And they might leave him unprotected in the expansion draft. So what's that tell you?
We already talked about that.
They are showing that Leonard is not the guy. He's not their guy. But Fleury, who has 1 year left at $7 million, who's going to be 38 next year, or 37, pardon me. Like, that's quite the dice roll. That's quite the roll of the dice. Because you're letting it go a Leonard who is 3 years more under contract at a reasonable $5 million, right?
A minute ago, you said that was too much money.
No, but I'm saying if you let Fleury go, it's not as bad. But like $12 million for your goalies is not ideal. That's not ideal.
No, I don't think anybody in Vegas would say it's ideal.
Like, so I don't know. But
well, Montreal's got more money in their goalies than Vegas.
Oh yeah, but I think that's only gonna be for one more year though. Because I think Jake Allen's gonna go to Seattle. I think he'll go to Seattle. Because he's under contract for 2 more years I think he's like $2.5 million. So I think that would be a reasonable.
So not one more year, you mean one more week?
So you're saying Vegas is going to come back and win the series? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know.
Is that what you're telling me?
Picked him.
I think Montreal wins tomorrow. They should just open up the Bell Center. 22,000. Let's get her going.
I'm not talking about your country's ineptness to solve it.
How funny is this though? 3,500 inside, but you got 10,000 people outside the rink. Like whose decision making is that? That's so dumb. And they're not wearing masks and they're showing it on TV. Like
masks don't work anyways,
dude. It's dumb. It's dumb.
Let people live their fucking life.
Open it up, man. Like let's go. Like that's why I can't wait to go on a trip, dude. Like just like to go to a baseball game and go hang out and go to bars and go to restaurants. Like it's enjoyable. It's honestly sad that I have to leave this country to do that. It's dumb. It's dumb. It's a joke.
Yeah, it's sad.
It's something else. But this series has been pretty fun to watch though. It's gonna be another good one tomorrow for sure.
Let's talk about the Islanders Tampa Bay series that after an Islanders overtime win tonight.
Yeah.
We are going to a game 7 on what night will that be? Thursday?
That would be third. Is today Wednesday?
Yeah, it'll be Friday night.
It'll be Friday night, yeah.
So who wins that?
Ooh.
Mr. Prediction Guru.
I'm gonna go. Islanders won on home ice. The last time the Islanders were in Amalie, they lost 8-0. Everybody, I mean, do you doubt? I mean, the safe bet is to say Tampa Bay, right?
Well, sure it is.
But I mean,
hello.
I like live. I think I would take my chances with Barry Trotz in Game 7 because think about it. Like last year it was the Lightning who knocked off the Islanders in Game 6 to go to the Cup final last year. The same thing could happen tonight. Beauvillier extends their Game 7. I just think that the Islanders could take that. You know, I mean, the way that the Islanders responded after losing 8-0 was incredible.
I knew that was going to happen.
It was incredible.
I didn't know they were going to win. I knew it was going to be a good game because I think when you lose 8-0, you just take that one, crumple it up, throw it in the garbage, and move on.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No. So I might be an idiot, but I might take the Islanders in Game 7. Like I hope
so.
Just to see something different. You know,
have you? I've always been a big Matthew Barzal fan.
Oh, he has been the best player in the series.
But after him, not even just this series, but this playoffs, that guy is top 5 in the league, man.
Listen, if I could watch a game that was ISO on Matt Barzal every single shift, I think I would, because this guy is everywhere. They showed him in the the third intermission going into overtime, and just he created like 6 scoring chances just by moving his feet and the vision. And if Kucherov can't go Game 7, that is a big loss. He might be resting up. He might be faking an injury just like he was all year. So
do you think the hockey gods are
maybe shining down on him? Hey, that would be
now you played injured all year. Now we're gonna
and we're in the playoffs and you're good to go.
Oh,
I don't have respect for players that do that shit.
hockey gods. Hockey
Yeah.
gods.
Hockey gods will get you. They are a thing though. They are a thing for sure. Who do you got? Who do you got on Friday?
I mean, if I was putting money in Vegas, I would pick the Lightning. But I want the Islanders, and I think that the Islanders are capable of doing it.
Right. Okay, we talked about Barzal. How about the production of Braden Point? Dude.
Well,
this guy's scoring what, 9 straight playoff games? Like I think he's one shy of an NHL record. And if I'm a betting man, I'm probably betting him to score in game 7 too to break that record. So he's been quite the player. 3rd round pick too. That's crazy.
he's been a force since he came into the league. You know,
Right.
he's kind of like a Kyle Connor, where you just don't think about him, but he's always on the score sheet.
Well,
you know?
I mean, yeah, Kyle Connor kind of hides under the shadows of Wheeler, Scheifele, Ehlers, and then you got Point, who's a Kucherov, Stamkos, Hedman. He's kind of that, third fiddle. Yeah, I kind of see what you're saying there.
You know, yeah, good semifinal so far.
Yeah, no, it's been good. It's been good.
NHLPA came on with a player poll, and we're not going to talk about the whole thing, but there's a couple things I wanted to touch on it with. And
is this like the best shot, best player?
No, they did it a little bit different this year, and they polled 68.2% of the players.
Okay.
500, I don't know. 68% of the players answered it.
Right.
So
they send it to all the players, and then just like you can answer if you want.
I think so. But some interesting things here. Best goal scorer. 40.
Me? Oh.
No, I mean, who do you think? Yeah, I want you to answer it. Who do you think the best goal scorer?
It's Matthews. It's
46% said Matthews, 33.8% said Ovechkin, 6% said Pasternak, 4% said McDavid. I don't know. I think there's a huge shun on a couple of guys here. McKinnon to me is,
McKinnon's good, but like in terms of pure goal scoring, like Matthews' shot is pretty ridiculous.
Where's Patrick Liney's name?
What did he do this year, though?
I'm joking, Blake. I'm joking. Okay.
Yeah, Liney's better than Matthews, apparently. You go back to season 2 for that debate.
Just wait.
The book is still out online.
It is. I don't know that other people wouldn't agree with me that the book is still out online. What line are we going to have? We're going to know next year what line there really is.
Yeah.
I really believe that.
We'll see.
Top defenseman.
Hedman or Yossi. It's got to be one of the two.
64% said Hedman, 7.35 said Yossi. Tied with him was Cale Makar. 2.73 said John Carlson. And 2.73 said Drew Doughty.
That's your favorite player.
God. It must have been all the Kings must have voted for him. Right?
Right.
Most complete player.
I would go.
It was a tie.
I would go Sid.
Patrice Bergeron and Sidney Crosby tied at 23.78. Number 3, Alexander Barkov, 14.65. That's a good pick there.
Yeah, he's good. He just won the Selke too.
McDavid 7%, McKinnon 5.52, Anze Kopitar 4.46.
Yeah.
What player, any position you want on your team if you need to win one game?
Does it have to be any position?
Any position. Well, there's a lot of stroke offs going on in this, man. Connor McDavid, 36.7.
Oh, it takes. Its price has got to be on there.
No. Connor McDavid. See here, okay, and I'm not knocking Connor McDavid. I think Connor McDavid is a great hockey player.
He can't do it himself, though.
He hasn't done it.
Here's the thing. Honestly, Brad, I would pick a goalie because
I would too.
Because he can steal a game by himself. A player can only play 20 minutes of the game.
Sidney Crosby was second with 23%. 5.87% was Nathan McKinnon. A tie for fourth between Patrice Bergeron and Andre Vasilevsky. And then Patrick Kane was sixth.
I would take Price or Vasilevsky. Or Connor Hellebuck. One of those three goalies to get it done. Because like I said, a goalie plays 60 minutes. I know. You a game. A player can only play 18 to 22 minutes a night, you know?
No, I don't disagree. I probably, I don't know.
Like, dude, just look at the Vegas series. Carey Price has stolen 2 games.
We might be saying Braden Point.
Yeah, keeps it up.
Right?
Guy's automatic.
I don't know. I always love these player polls. I always think they're interesting. I always think it's kind of. I
didn't look at all of them. I saw some of them.
I always kind of think it's comical too when they change and fluctuate so much from year to year.
Well, it's recency bias.
I know.
That's all it is.
I know.
Inside Edge hockey news. Dropping the gloves. And stirring the pot.
All right, let's take a little trip around the league and let's talk about Jared Gallant, hired as the 36th head coach in franchise history of the New York Rangers.
Yeah, this is a perfect hire for the Rangers. They got a good mix of veteran players, good mix of young players. They got a good up and coming goalie in Igor Shesterkin. Shesterkin, same shit. This guy's track record was good in Vegas. It was good in Florida. So yeah, I think this is any team that got Gallant was getting a good hire.
I can't believe it took this long. Because I think he's fabulous.
Do you think do you think him winning the gold medal made a difference?
No.
Well, might have raised it. Might have gotten paid a little bit more money. But what's his name? Former coach in Arizona. What's his name?
Tocchet.
He's going to Seattle. I think that's a done deal.
I think that's a bad deal if he does.
I think it's a done deal.
What has he done in Arizona?
He didn't really have much to work with, though, Brad.
Top end defenseman.
Okay, Kemper, solid. Other than that, who did he have? He had Phil Kessel. Okay, he had and like Smoltz was always hurt. Like he's dealt a pretty shitty hand, and he's got a chance to be involved in picking his own team and helping pick the players that he wants to coach. So I think he would be going into a good situation.
I don't think he gets that job, but I could be wrong.
Well, who else do you think's there? Like who else thinks in the mix? Like could you see like a Ken Hitchcock coming back?
No.
John Tortorella?
No, not the right positions for him.
I just think like
there's a bunch of coaches we don't even. There's a bunch of assistant coaches that are highly regarded. There's a bunch of American League coaches. I've heard a couple names of coaches over in the Swedish Elite League. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I've never been a huge Rick Tocchet fan. Could be totally wrong though.
See what happens.
Could be totally wrong. Gord Miller from TSN was talking about some CBA changes that he would like to have happen in the next CBA, which
I think it's 5 years.
I know it's kind of silly, but I thought they were worth reading because I wanted to get your opinion on if you like them. His first proposal was that a player can't go on long-term IR unless they've previously been on that team's roster.
So saying you can't trade for a player on LTIR and put him on there again. Yeah, sign me up for that.
Yeah.
It allows teams to get under the cap.
Yeah.
Or get to the cap floor.
I think it's a good idea. Number 2, he said a portion of a new contract doesn't count against the cap if they've been with a team 7+ years.
So you got a little loyalty discount there. Not very many players do that though.
It'd be great though, wouldn't it?
It would be good. I mean, to reward a player for his loyalty, I think, and reward the team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'd be decent.
I like this one. The number third thing he said is that a player must have been on the regular season rostered to play in the playoffs. So you can't put him on long-term IR all season.
No,
and then
AI Kucherov.
Yeah.
Stupid. Dumb.
I like that too.
Yeah. It's like it's a loophole that needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
And it won't be because CBA signed until 2025?
Yeah. Which is a good thing.
Yeah, it's good. No lockouts and stuff like that. So it's good.
Kirill Kaprisov. We talked about him a couple weeks ago on the show. We both think he's a good player. We both you think he's a for sure. I think he's a pretty good chance he's going to pan out. I don't like calling for sure's after 1 year, but I think it's pretty good. So in the Pioneer Press in Minneapolis, their paper, I saw an article, and it was in there like, it's a section called "Don't Print That," and it's like little snippets from like all the professional sports teams, mostly teams, the Vikings, Twins, Minneapolis-based teams.
Right.
And it's said this. A little birdie says Wild rookie star Kirill Kaprisov won't accept a penny less than $10 million a year on a new contract this summer, shooting for 8 years.
You guys up to lunch. I don't know what to say. I mean, kumbaya and go back to KHL if you want that money. I mean, see you later. I mean,
You're not getting that in the KHL.
You're going to get paid more. He'll get paid more in the KHL than he would in the NHL. That's for damn sure. Why do you think Ilya Kovalchuk went over there all those years? Why do you think Pavel Datsyuk went over there to end his career? Because he got paid.
No, he wanted to play in his home country.
Yeah, no, and they gave him money. They paid him to come. Like the thing is about Kaprizov. I mean, yeah, he's probably going to win Rookie of the Year. He had over a point per game this year. I mean, he kind of breathed new life in that organization. And if he bolts to the KHL, man, that is a kick in the nuts to Wild fans in that organization. That would be bad. I mean, what was he expecting, though? Because say he goes down the KHL and he wants to come back to the NHL. Your rights still belong in the Minnesota Wild, so you're not getting out of not playing in Minnesota. Like, maybe he demands a trade or like.
Why does his rights?
I don't know.
Minnesota. His rights don't stay in Minnesota. He signed for what?
What?
Didn't he sign for 1 year?
Yes, but he's still an RFA. What are you talking about? He still has restricted free agent rights for another 4 years.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know what he's expecting. Like it's like this guy came over late. I mean, he put up lots of points. He's 24 years old. It's getting down to like Minnesota's got to ask himself, okay, do we want to invest in this guy long term, or do we want to go like a little bridge deal and give him some money? Like, there's no shot he gets 8 times 10. There's no way I'm giving Kaprizov $80 million. That's what I'm saying, $80 million.
Yeah,
there's no shot. You're telling me that guy's worth the money of
like I didn't
Jack
Eichel? I didn't negotiate it. I'm just saying what it said.
Dude. Oh man. I don't know. I don't know what to think of this guy. That's pretty selfish.
The Coyotes have confirmed via email to their season ticket holders that a new uniform will be released for next season.
Are they going back to the Kachanka? If that's the case, sign me up. That's cool.
It's a version of it, is what they're being told.
Good. Well, Coyotes finally did something right.
Fucking dumb. You know what else I heard? I heard that the Oilers are going to make that orange jersey their third jersey now, and they're going to make that ugly freaking blue jersey.
That's been their home jersey, dude. They wore it all year long.
Or maybe it's opposite then. Maybe they're going to make the orange their home.
Yeah.
The blue their
They just bring back the blue of the 80s, dude.
Yes, those blue jerseys this year were
They're gross, dude. They're awful. It's not even the right shade of blue, dude.
Oh, I know.
You don't think the Oilers and think of dark navy blue. You think of bright light blue. Like, come on, what's going on here?
They've been announcing the NHL awards here over the past 2 weeks as the playoffs have went on, and let's just kind of cruise through them. And there's not a whole lot to say, but we'll just make a few comments on a couple of them. The Masterton goes to Oscar Lindblom. No surprise there. Yeah. Leadership award goes to Patrice Bergeron. Don't you feel like that's a canned one? Like,
they should just name it the Patrice Bergeron Award.
General manager went to Lou Lamoriello. I agree with that one.
Do you think the Leafs missed that guy a little bit?
Yeah. Jesus. Lady Bing went to Jacob Slavin. I guess I don't have a problem with that one.
The thing about that is, though, the amount of minutes he plays against top guys and he only got 2 penalty minutes, that's pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think he's he's super underrated.
He's a good defenseman. Yeah.
Selke Award to the best defensive forward, Alexander Barkov. I think he's good all over the ice.
Yeah.
Jeff Adams went to Rod Brindamore. I don't see any huge problems there.
No.
King Clancy went to Pecorine. What are the ones we've got? Some finalists announced.
Has it been announced who won the Jennings?
Nope.
Probably Tampa. Tampa's goalies.
No, they did announce the Jennings, and that's the Vegas.
Goalies. Oh, Vegas.
Vegas won it.
Mm.
They did say that.
Okay.
I don't know. Blake, you ready for 3 questions?
Yeah, let's get her going.
It's one shot, now the future is yours. Go!
It's time for 3 questions.
Last week I fired the questions at Blake. His turn to fire them back at me this week, and I love this part of the show. Let's get a good 3 questions, Blake.
Yeah. Okay. Obviously, we're gonna start with the news that broke the last couple of days out of Calgary. Tkachuk supposedly wants out of Calgary. He's got 1 year left on his 3-year deal. What is your thoughts on this as a Flames fan? And yeah, let's hear it.
Perfect. Let's do it.
Tell me what your actual thoughts are.
Exactly.
Okay. 1B.
Let's do it, man.
Could Calgary do? Hold on. Could Calgary do Eichel swap?
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah.
Calgary would have to give up a little bit more, but
yeah.
Damn. What do you think? Like, does the guys just hate Tkachuk, or like, what's the deal there?
No.
I don't know, man. Something seems fishy about that situation. You don't just come up and say randomly that you want to get traded.
How do we know he said that, Blake? Where did you read that on? Like Hockey Feed?
No, it was everywhere on Twitter. You not see this? You live under a rock?
I saw it. I also heard that Johnny Gaudreau wants to stay in Calgary forever too, but I don't believe that either.
He actually did say that on a podcast. On a podcast.
What's he supposed to say? What podcast, by the way? I want to hear that.
It was
it was not the Spit and Chicklets one.
No, it was an interview with Ryan Leslie.
He said he's open to staying in Calgary and he likes Calgary and Calgary's his home. He didn't say anything about signing here.
No, but he said he would like this. He said he would, if it was up to him, he would spend the rest of his career in Calgary. That's what he said.
He didn't say that. No, he didn't say that. He said he
did.
No, he didn't. He said he would entertain all offers and he would have no problems playing in Calgary.
So he wants to sign there, basically.
Honestly, I don't care if he does or doesn't. I wouldn't sign him.
Okay, so what? Okay, I threw out the Eichel thing just as like a proposition, but like, what do you think they can get for Kachuk.
Well, I heard a lot of rumors with St. Louis wants Kachuk.
So you want to get Parayko?
I want Robert Thomas.
Robert Thomas. And what? Robert Thomas and what?
I don't know. I haven't looked deep enough into the roster to tell you that, but that's the guy I want.
You like Robert Thomas, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if this is true or not. Like, to me, like, I just wouldn't trade guys like Kachuk. But if he wants out, he wants out.
Why wouldn't you not trade guys like Kachuk? What has he been doing for the Flames that's been so earth-shattering?
He's just a gritty, good player. I don't know.
Okay, I can tell you, I can name a bunch of gritty, good players in the league.
I don't know, man.
His offer sheet's going to be $9 million, which is ridiculously stupid.
You guys qualified.
Yeah. They're out of their goddamn fucking mind if they pay that.
Yeah, Brock Besser's 7.
I mean, I'd take Brock Besser straight up for Kachuk.
No thanks.
I'm just saying.
Not doing that.
I'm saying.
Not doing that.
Brock
Besser a way better goal scorer.
Exactly my point.
Okay, this is the last year at the Nassau Coliseum. What are you going to miss about that building?
I've been to that building. And it's a shithole. I loved every minute of it. I think it's in my top 3 favorite NHL rinks.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to 14, I believe, 14 or 15. I love it, man.
What makes it so good, though? I've never been there.
The smell.
The old barn.
It smells like a hockey rink. You know how when you walk into like T-Mobile, I'm not knocking T-Mobile for this.
It's new.
You know, when you walk in, it's like you smell fucking roasted almonds. You know, when you walk into Nassau Coliseum, I smell ice. The banners.
Yeah.
History. You're on top of the ice, you feel like.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
That place was rocking tonight, by the way.
Great building.
It was. I hope they win next. I hope they win on Friday just so I can get some more games there.
It's one of the few hockey rinks. And this is something you're going to think I'm crazy for even saying, but it's one of the few hockey rinks. The older Rexall was like this too, where it had a huge parking lot around the whole outside.
Yep.
Before the game, people park and grill out and barbecue and drink beers.
Tailgate.
Yeah. You don't do that in Vancouver. They got a fucking freeway right over the top of their rink. You don't do that. You know, Calgary, you kind of can.
You can, kind of.
Calgary, you kind of can. But, you know, in Montreal, you can't do that. Winnipeg, you can't do that. Ottawa, you could fuck that.
Ottawa, you could. There's lots of space around that building.
Miles of nothing. The most rinks, though, in the league, though, you can't do that. You know, Chicago, you can't. They got a chain link fence. You step over, you probably got a 50-50 shot of living or dying. I mean, like, there's a lot of rinks you can't do that.
Yeah, Rexall was really cool for that. Like, there was a lot of really cool atmosphere.
And that's one thing that that Nassau has that when I drove up, I thought, it's freaking cool. Reminded me of pulling up to an old college game, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So with the third round winding down, what has been your favorite moment of the playoffs so far?
That's a good question, actually. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be completely honest with you on this one. You know how much I love the NHL. This year's been tough for me. We started the playoffs about 3 weeks later than we normally do, which throws me off in my calendar. Usually I get the whole first round with my kids in school, so I get the whole nights settled in. Or this year, the kids were out of school when the first round got going, or we're just ending school, and then you're up later, you're out with your kids, you're doing different activities. So I didn't get that sit down, study, watch NHL games. Plus, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit bitter that a team like Calgary, which is my favorite team, was supposed to be in the postseason and failed this year, and so that left me with a shitty feeling. I've watched quite a bit. I haven't watched as much as previous years, and I'm not going to lie. I stay obviously up to date with it every night by watching highlights and watching, key parts of games and stuff. And I do, in the last couple nights, I've actually got to watch, 80% of the games. To put down a moment this year, I don't know, and maybe I'm wrong, but do you think we've had one defining moment thus far in the playoffs?
Yes. It literally happened 2 games ago.
What?
Ryan Pollock's goal line save. The best moment of the playoffs by far. Brian McDonough makes a spin around of Varlamov's way out of his net. 1 second left. Down a goal, and Pollock jumps across on the goal line and makes that save. I'm just like, I jumped on my seat. I'm not even an Islanders fan. I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like that was something.
Montreal beating Toronto was something.
Yeah, that was something. Winnipeg sweeping Edmonton and then getting swept by Montreal. Like weird. Like that happened 2 years ago where the Islanders swept Pittsburgh and then got swept by Washington the round after. Like it's just like it's weird. Like hockey is just a weird sport. I don't know.
I am going to go on a limb and say that in the next 2 nights we have a couple playoff defining moments. I don't think is that going on a limb? Talking about.
I mean, there is a game 7, so yeah, there's probably going to be a defining moment.
Oh shit! Yeah, listener,
you really went on a limb there, Brian.
Going on a limb. Listener question from Max in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Oh, one of your Carolina buddies.
I know. And there's nothing.
You're making some new friends in Carolina.
In this email,
you pick some to win the cup, and the fans are back.
No death threat at all enclosed in this email, unlike some other ones. Is Carolina the best home for Dougie Hamilton?
Ooh. Ooh. Well, I mean, he's had his most success there. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, he's fit well in Carolina, but the fact that Carolina's allowed teams to reach out and for signing trades, that tells me that he's not going to be in Carolina. If they were serious about keeping a guy, why would they let him talk to other teams?
I'm with you.
So
I would say though,
to me, I don't think that he fits there anymore. I don't know.
If I was Dougie Hamilton, I would do everything to stay in Carolina.
Yeah, I think I would too.
Here's why. He's been his best in Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
In Boston and Calgary, he hated the pressure.
No pressure in Carolina. No offense.
There's no pressure in Carolina. No,
they're always good.
He's been good there, and doesn't have that nightly pressure heat critique on him every single night.
Let's substitute pressure for media.
Yes,
because every single thing that guy did in Calgary, there was media blowing down his neck. Right. So I don't know. Yeah,
I think that I honestly think that I think it's in his best interest to stay there.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I don't think he will though. I don't.
Where do you see him going?
I don't know, man. Who can afford him?
You think Ottawa throws some money at him?
I don't think he brings anything to the table for Ottawa.
Right-hand shot.
Defensive liability.
True. LA Kings? Could they use a guy like him?
I don't know. You got everybody going to fucking LA this year, man.
I know. They got a lot of cap space. They only got a couple guys, though.
Big boss is going to LA.
I still think Jack Eichel's going to LA, believe it or not. I still think he's going there.
I don't know. Is Oliver Ekman Larson going somewhere? I mean, look at how many defensemen are.
Oliver Ekman Larson is smart this year and limited. He's open to all teams other than just Vancouver and Boston. So I mean that significantly increases his odds to get moved.
Do you know what I mean? Though, like, there's so many big defensemen. They're supposed
dude,
to move.
If I was Coyotes, just before I wrap up here, Kemper would be traded and Oliver Ekman Larson would be traded before the draft.
So does
you need a first round pick in
so
this draft.
Okay, listen to me. I don't know how you could do this cap-wise, but is there any way that Edmonton could get Kemper and Larson?
Well, hold on. Oliver Ekman Larson?
Yeah.
I mean, that's like $12 million cap.
I know. I'm just saying. If they
go the other way,
if they don't sign, well, Nugent Hopkins. By the way, we screwed up last podcast. Before I forget,
what do you mean?
Vegas doesn't have. We were saying that they were going to expose Lehner. I think we even said
they don't have to expose.
They don't have to. We said that though in the podcast.
What a joke! We just said that today too. We're idiots. We're idiots.
I know. I thought of it right after we got done recording last week. I'm like, oh, we're fucking stupid. Oh well, we're allowed to make a mistake.
How much of a joke is that? Vegas is an established team. Been to the final four. Been the conference final 3 of 4 years they've been in the league, and they don't have to give up a player. What are you doing here?
But so let's go back to what we were saying. Think about that. Just this week, that's your homework. I want you to sit down and look at if there's any way Edmonton could get Kemper and Oliver Ekman Larson, because if they do, I consider them a cup contender.
Hold on. I'll go look
right
now.
I don't think we have time, do we? I mean,
I'll go look right now.
It's got huge complications there. Because Barry's coming off. There's a likelihood that Nugent Hopkins comes off the cap. And you could throw in Koskinen going back because they need a goalie.
Well, he's got 1 year left.
Well, yeah. So they'll eat him for
4.5. Okay. Let's go to teams. Let's go to Edmonton. So Edmonton has $21 million cap space.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. They have to re-sign. Let's see. Hopkins, Yamamoto,
that'll happen.
Tyson Barrie,
not happening.
Adam Larson. Okay, so you want to replace? That could happen.
I want to somehow keep Larson.
Who are you going to replace Hopkins though with? If you bring,
I don't know that, but I'll take my trade to get a little softer up front.
Right, to get bigger on the back end.
Better on the back end and in goal.
You definitely got a point there. Do you do a sign and trade with Hopkins? Maybe. Nah, he wouldn't do that.
He wouldn't do that.
I would like. I'm just thinking of stuff.
They don't want anybody back that has cap. That's the thing. They want draft picks.
I bet you. I would trade.
You could trade a first and a third.
It'd be like 2 first.
No.
Yessi Pugliarvi.
No. You don't trade him.
Or okay, or you could go. This is what I would do. I would go Koskinen.
Yes.
Oh, Costin's got no trade clause. Oh, he's not waving. Yeah. That is Gonzo. He is not going there. Modified submits a 15 no trade list. So there's good odds that Arizona's on that list.
No. It's down in the heat, summer, nice.
I don't know. So you could trade Koskinen if he waives no trade clause. That's $4.5 million. They don't want any more cap.
They don't want any more cap. They want you give them a first, a third, Koskinen, and a pick, a prospect. Excuse me.
So you maybe like Caleb Jones, a defensive prospect, or Philip Broberg, defensive prospect.
Yep.
Or Evan Bouchard.
Yep.
A defensive prospect.
Yep.
Hey. I mean, but I don't think that Edmonton's gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna give you $4.5 million and a first and a third and this prospect, and we're gonna take on plus $8 million salary. No, they're gonna want
a big time defenseman or not,
and a goalie. I mean, I don't know.
Serious. Think about that.
They're getting They're getting Clefbaum back, so add 4. That's minus Poor. They only have $17 million actually.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. That could happen. That's
It's doable, Blake. Start thinking.
it is doable.
If it happens, I'm the master. I am the master. All right. We continue with our summer/playoff schedule. We'll back on July 6th with our next podcast. Enjoy the summer. Enjoy the playoffs.
1993 for the Habs, by the way.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Check us out on YouTube at Inside Edge Hockey News. Get on over to Apple Podcasts. Rate, review, subscribe. Check out manscaped.com. Buy and use promo code DEBATE. Save yourself 20% off. They're going to ship it to you free. Great deals, great grooming, all from the Debate Hockey Podcast. Enjoy the Stanley Cup playoffs. We're back in a couple weeks to talk hockey again with you. Get connected. The Debate Hockey Podcast can be found on Twitter at Debate Hockey. Also, make sure you check us out on our Facebook page, The Debate Hockey Podcast. Brad Burud can be found on Twitter at Brad Burud, and co-host Blake Friars can also be found on Twitter at Friars_Blake. If you like what you hear, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. The Debate Hockey Podcast can be found on all major podcast players, and please consider subscribing to the Inside Edge Hockey News on Patreon.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Debate Hockey Podcast with your host, Brad Burud. For more great content and to stay up to date, visit InsideEdgeHockeyNews.com and on Twitter at InsideEdgeHOCKE and Facebook at Inside Edge Hockey News. We'll catch you next time.
This has been a production of Inside Edge Hockey News Radio, copyrighted and distributed by the Inside Edge Hockey Media Group.